Has Jocelyn finally lost her mind? Is Valentine dead? And is Jace finally letting that demon blood get the best of him? Stay tuned because we're going to be talking Season 2, Episode 1, This Guilty Blood of Shadowhunters here on AFTERBUZZ TV.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AFTERBUZZ TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
What is up, guys? I've missed this theme song, Becca.
I was so excited they changed the intro.
I know.
It looks so cool.
Yes, the new intro for the show looks amazing. I love it. But without further ado, here we are, Season 2, Episode 1, titled This Guilty Blood of Shadowhunters here on AFTERBUZZ TV. It's finally here, Becca. What do you think?
I'm so excited. New year, new episodes of Shadowhunters. So
Yes.
Best way to start off the year.
Yes. What did you think of the new episode? I know it was kind of different. They had some more special effects. The coloring, everything was a little bit different, and I was obsessed.
Compared to, like, when the first episode of the first season, the special effects have come so far, and
They
I'm
really
so
have.
impressed.
Me too.
By it. Super, like, wow.
Yes.
Good job, Freeform.
And guys, make sure to follow AFTERBUZZ TV on all social media platforms. iTunes, rate us 5 stars. We love to hear from you guys. And you can find me on social media at Mr. Dakota T. Jones on Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube. And where can we find you, Becca?
Y'all can find me on Instagram and Twitter at Becca B Talks TV.
Yes, you can. And does she talk TV? Yes, she does. She talks a lot of TV. But thank you guys so much for tuning in. Without further ado, let's just jump right in. This is the big episode. A lot happened. And also, Sam D43, our other co-host, Sam Davidson, could not be here, unfortunately. She will be here, though, next week. And we have a very, very special guest coming in next week. Isaiah, who plays Luke. We're super duper excited to have him in. Yes, our tape time for that, we had to push it back. It's going to be on Tuesday at 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time.
Yes.
And then the next week, it'll be the episode 3 recap. It'll be Tuesday at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So make sure next week to tune in for that. It's going to be awesome. Okay, so first we get this little thing that it looks almost as if Clary is showing up on the boat to kind of rescue Jace in a sense. I was so confused.
I was like, wait, what? Clary's there?
I was so confused. I was like, what is happening, first of all? I was like, I didn't think we were going to get, Clary and Jace back together for a few more episodes at least. But yeah, so Clary, who I guess would be Valentine, right? Glamored as Clary.
Shapeshifted.
Yeah. I don't know. Let us know in the comments. I asked some of my followers on Periscope the other day if they would say that Shadowhunters are glamoring as someone, or if a Shadowhunter is shapeshifting. So let us know in the comments, and then Becca, if you could clear that up, because I want to know the right terminology. I don't want to steer anyone wrong here.
I saw some shapeshifting comments on the chat before we started. So that's why I say shapeshifting.
Okay, yeah. So we'll say that for now. But yeah, Clary. It was not Clary. It was Valentine shape-shifting as her. And she portals in to save Jace. And Jace and Valentine, who was really a new Shadowhunter shape-shifting as Valentine, they battle it out. And he kills a couple of Valentines.
Yeah, he kills Valentine multiple times.
He kills Valentines. And it was super confusing. But
it was whole loyalty test.
Yeah, it was a loyalty test, exactly. And it was one of those things where he was thinking, okay, I need to see if my son is really going to be on my side, if he's loyal, and he wasn't.
I'm proud of Jace.
Me too. I was proud of him. I was proud of him at this point in the episode. We'll talk about later. It looks like a lot of people in the chat are saying shape-shifting, so we're going to go with that.
People thought he was hallucinating, or
Tiffany,
people thought it was a dream.
Tiffany, I totally agree with you. I thought he was shape-shifting. I thought he was hallucinating as well.
Yeah.
I was like, something's wrong here. He's thinking, he's seeing.
I was like, what is going on?
I know. But I loved it. It was super cool how they kind of made this new little twist where we thought it was one person, and instead of making it like a dream, it was like real life, but just shape-shifting. So it was really cool. So yeah, Jace killed the Valentines, who were just the new Shadowhunters. And that was basically a really big test for him to see if he was loyal or not. He didn't pass, and it's kind of crazy. I thought, whoa, they did not just kill Valentine off in the first episode.
Yeah, I was like, whoa.
But then I thought maybe he was invincible for a while after he came back.
Right? It's like he has multiple lives, kind of like a cat or something.
Yes, exactly. Exactly, he has 8 lives.
He's actually a cat.
Yeah, he's got 2 lives taken away from him now, so he's got 6 more. He better use them wisely. Yeah. Tina says Valentine would not be so easy to kill. Totally agree. That's why I was super confused by the entire thing. But then we see this awesome scene, which I was really excited to see. Clary kind of making up with her mom for like telling her all the lies and keeping things from her. What did you think of that?
I'm just excited that Jocelyn is like talking and has a speaking role instead of like lying down in one place the entire episode.
She is moving and talking, and that's just a miracle, really.
I like seeing Clary and her mom interact again.
Yes, and I thought Clary was going to have some holdbacks on, you know, really accepting her mom again, but she kind of just totally forgave her at that point. And they started talking about brother Jonathan, who Jocelyn says it's impossible that he would even be alive, because she said that she saw him die or something like that.
Yeah, she said she saw him like get burned.
Something like that, yeah. So I was like, oh, okay, and I was just kind of wanting more. I was wanting Jocelyn to give us more about her son. She kind of just said, oh, that's impossible. She didn't give us a lot of details about him.
Yeah, I was like, tell us why.
And there's definitely some kind of
why it's impossible.
Don't you think there's some kind of secret there? She's keeping something from them.
There's always secrets, and there's always gonna be lies.
And it's sad because she said, you know what, we're gonna totally not have any lies anymore. It's all gonna be fine. And then here she goes again.
I was like, don't believe you.
I was sad. I was like, are you kidding me?
But did you believe it?
I mean, a little bit. At first, I was like, all right, cool. We're going to get, like, Jocelyn's Honest Abe over here. We're going to be fine. But then I was expecting her to probably lie eventually again, but, like, not this soon. Not right after she said she wasn't going to lie. Like,
But we've got to have something to keep us guessing, you know?
I don't know. What do you guys think in the chat? Do you think that Jocelyn, did you see it coming, or did you really think that she was going to stop lying? Because, I mean, she has a track record of constantly lying. But then we go into the Institute, which was really cool. I was really excited to see the inside of it again. It's kind of like changed a little bit, you know.
It's fancy schmancy.
Yes, I want to tour the Institute, like 100%. But Alec is stressing out. He's like, he misses his parabatai.
He's so cute.
He's super upset, and he's kind of taking it out on everyone. He's wanting Magnus's help, saying, hey, look, I need you to help me.
Yeah, he kind of takes it out on Magnus.
He takes it out on him, I know, and he yells at Magnus and says, after all I've done for you, you think that you would do this? And Magnus kind of was taken back a little bit and was like, okay, all that you've done for me, you know, kind of thing. I know that you called off your wedding and everything, but he says he did that for himself, not even for Magnus. So he's saying all this is new to him. And then we see the scene where Magnus is kind of like, you'd be surprised, but a lot of this is new for me too.
Yeah.
What did you think of that little interaction?
I thought that Malik went on a kind of roller coaster ride throughout this episode already. I liked how it ended, the roller coaster ride. Was kind of smooth, and I'm excited to see more of it throughout the season after this episode.
Yep.
Because I feel like we got more Malik in this episode than we got in like any episode last season besides the Malik episode.
Yes. Danny says, yes, the Magnus clapback was everything. I agree.
It was.
Because when he had like that little ball of magic and he like flew in and it hit the lamp and like...
Magnus was slaying in this episode.
I definitely agree. It was super funny, and I think he's so sassy, and he's like an awesome character. He just has so much depth to him, and I was creeping on one of our viewers, Danny's page the other day, and she said something about, hey, just a friendly reminder that Magnus Bane is more than just his clothes, because a lot of people, I guess, focus on his look, and they don't really go into he's a very big personality. He's got a lot of depth to him, and he's been a lot of places. He is, but he's more than that. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So I totally agree with what Danny said about that, and I think that more people need to realize that he has a lot more depth to him.
He's kind of like, most of the time, he kind of has like the words of wisdom.
Yes.
To keep us going on the show.
Definitely. Yeah. And I was excited that we got to see a new character so soon.
Yes.
We see Victor, who is the new like head of the Institute. I don't know if he would be labeled as Inquisitor. I was talking to some of you guys in Periscope yesterday. He's basically the head of the Institute now, and he puts the Institute immediately on lockdown. No one can leave.
Which everyone's upset with because Jace.
Yep.
Come on, we gotta find Jace. We gotta bring him back.
Victor does not seem very, doesn't feel like he needs to speed up the process. He's kind of lax about it all, kind of waiting it out, and Alec and everyone is frantic, like, we need to get something done. We need to find Jace.
I liked the Alec storyline in this episode because he really stayed loyal to like wanting to find Jace. He stayed on that path throughout the entire episode, and the way he talked about like Jace as his parabatai was, I thought, one of the best parts of the episode.
Yeah. It's one of those things, it's not just like he can forget about it. We see Maris, his mother, saying, hey, you need to forget about him. He's like a traitor. You need to move on. And he's like, Mom, this is like someone who you helped to raise too. This is not someone we're just going to turn our back on. He's like a part of our family. It's a huge deal. And I was kind of surprised to see his mom turn on Jace so quickly, because it seemed like she liked him more than her own kids sometimes.
I thought what Alec said made a lot of sense.
Yeah.
About Jace, so.
Yeah. And what did you think about when Victor was basically saying, all right, everyone, we're on a lockdown. We're going to kick out all of the, basically Luke had to leave, Simon had to leave. What did you think of that?
I'm not a fan of Victor so far.
I'm a fan of his eyebrows. I'll tell you that.
His eyebrows?
I like to have his eyebrows personally.
Nice.
But I liked him. I thought he was a great addition. I loved his accent. I just like that there's kind of like this mystique about him. He's mysterious, and I like that. I like the new character development and throwing a new character, and it kind of makes it fun.
It makes it interesting.
Yeah. And so he kicks out those underworlders, I guess you could say. And it's one of those things where he says, all right, everyone, you're on lockdown. You can't go out and search for Jace. You basically have to stay here, and that he wants to keep a close eye on Clary. And it's one of those, like, what did you think of that? Were you kind of like, wow, you're not even going to let these people help you find Jace?
I was kind of like questioning his intentions throughout the episode. Because even, like, maybe he's trying to protect everyone.
Yeah.
But it kind of sounds like he's out to get Jace at this point.
Yeah. I mean, I think so, at least. I don't know what you guys think, but let us know. What do you think his intentions are? I know it's a little early to kind of to predict such a major thing, but he interrogates Clary about Jace's intentions, saying, hey, if he said that you guys got to go, that Valentine was coming, why would he know that in the first place? He must have been somehow working with him. You know what I'm saying? And like, how did you know in the first place, type of thing?
Maybe
he basically, Victor's not thinking Jace is 100% innocent right now. It's safe to say.
Because Valentine is with him right now. Yeah. Valentine does have the power to kind of influence him and push him to go in the wrong direction. But I think at the end of the day that from what we saw at the beginning of the episode, that Jace will stay loyal to his friends and his team.
Yeah, definitely. And it was kind of saddening when we see Jace getting tortured. Like, that was an intense scene. I was like,
no.
That was a definite
don't hurt Jace.
Freeform moment.
Do not hurt Jace.
Yeah, I mean, he was tied up. He was getting beaten. He got water thrown at him. And just seeing him hang there, I was like, wow, he's like a Shadowhunter pinata.
Yeah,
it's so
like,
sad.
Nice way to treat your son, Valentine.
I know. It's like, what the heck? You don't treat your blood relatives like that. Especially if you're his father, which we don't really know how they're going to go with this.
We don't know if
he's just using him, or if some crazy reason he is his actual father. I don't know. You guys have sounded off on different platforms to us, saying that they kind of have been taking storylines and changing them. So I could see them going a different way with it. But as of now, from what I've heard from the book readers, I kind of have my own thing that I've kind of come up with just because of what they've said. I won't say it out loud because I don't want to ruin it for anyone who is just watching the show and not reading the books. But I had some of you guys...
We have heard some things.
Yeah, we've heard some things.
From the book readers.
Yeah.
But
I love the book readers. They're so fun to talk to.
The show can change the storyline.
Definitely. So, yeah, Jace was getting tortured, and Valentine tells Jace, he's kind of trying to get in his head. He says, your mother left you to die in Idris, which is interesting. I want to know more about why that's a thing. I can't see if Jocelyn was really his... I keep using air quotes, but I don't know if Jocelyn, being his mother, would really leave him to die.
To die.
In Idris. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
are we going to do this the entire show from now on? Cool.
We are.
Great.
Yes, we are. Okay, so we say, well, in the books, he becomes the new Inquisitor, but then dies during the war, I think. Oh, okay. And how do you pronounce the name? Muzka? I don't have my glasses, guys, but I want to make sure I give you guys a proper shout out. But yeah, Valentine apparently experimented on Jace as a baby to make him a Shadowhunter with pure demon blood. Can you imagine, like, your father,
and
like
again with the air quotes,
going up to his wife and like injecting the baby with pure demon blood? I mean, that seems a little extreme. Valentine
being Valentine right now, yes. But Aren't we supposed to believe that he once was a good guy?
I know. I can't believe... I just can't see him being a good guy whatsoever. I just don't see it.
I mean, the only reason I can say I can see him being a kind of good guy is because of the alternate world episode last season.
Yeah.
But right now, as dark as things are, I can't see him being a good guy.
I know. Exactly. And it's one of those things where he keeps telling Jace, you know what, you have demon blood, so you're going to have to act upon that eventually. Like, you're not just going to be like the good Shadowhunters who are just totally fine and they always follow by the book. They're totally right all the time. He says, no, you're not going to be like that. You have demon blood in you. You're going to act on those impulses eventually, which we kind of see play out in the rest of the episode. Did you think, we're not going to say whether or not yet Jace did make a mistake or not, did you think, just from him saying that, did you know by the end of the episode, you think, you know what, Jace is probably going to make a mistake?
I was thinking at some point this season he's probably going to make a mistake. I didn't know when.
Yeah.
But I think Valentine was trying to get inside his head the whole episode, trying to make Jace believe that he isn't as good as he believed he was.
Yeah.
And that he belongs on Team Valentine instead of Team Clary. And
definitely. I love what Jessica says. Jessica loves K-pop. He says Valentine's no father of the year, that's for sure. And it makes me remember the finale where he had the world's best dad cup. That was the best. I relive that moment every day.
You relive that moment. Just have like flashbacks of the
finale.
Yes.
I know. That was so great. That was so good. So then we see the werewolves. We see Luke kind of taking Simon in, saying, hey, you can stay here at the restaurant. It's totally fine. You're going to be fine. He takes some random call. It goes to the back.
I love their bromance.
They do have a bromance.
It's the best. It's my favorite.
And I think Simon's a little bit more concerned with Clary rather than finding Jace, just because he wants to have his chance with Clary.
I want him to have his chance with Clary, too, minus the
as she's
Team
wearing
Place
her
hat.
Team Place hat, right?
But I kind of do.
Yeah.
I think it'd be interesting, and they care about each other. I mean, as friends, of course.
Definitely.
And it'd probably be best if they were to stay friends.
Yeah.
And avoid conflict and.
But there always will be chemistry there. There will.
I think there's a lot of chemistry.
I have someone in my life like that where her and I just kind of grew up together. We always are going to have that chemistry, but we're never going to be together because we're better off as friends. It just kind of happens sometimes.
Yeah.
But going back to your hat, you can find this ESEF apparel. You can find them on social media. They made these amazing hats and shirts for us. I checked the website. I don't think they're on there right now, but they're probably going to be coming back soon, so make sure to check them out. ESEF apparel. We had so much fun last year with all these shirts and hats, and it was a lot of fun.
We had a blast.
We did. But getting back into it, once Luke kind of went off to the kitchen to take a call, this werewolf.
Yeah, Simon gets approached by some werewolves.
And I don't know. I was trying to talk to you guys about this. I forgot the name, but the girl with the gray wig, the werewolf, she was gorgeous.
I think I know the name.
I thought it was Maya, but I was quick to be told that it's not Maya. It's not Maya at all, because Maya has the curly hair.
I'll check the chat when it comes up.
Yes. So the werewolves throw Simon in the shed while Luke is on the phone. It's kind of funny because Simon was super ticked off about it, and he kind of just shoves himself up in one of those kayaks or canoes in the ceiling and sleeps there.
Yeah.
That's kind of funny. It was like a hammock. It was like a boat hammock.
He found a way.
He did. He found a way.
I thought I liked this. I liked this. Whatever this was, when he was trying to
Encanto.
Get and they're like, "What are you doing?"
I know. I love whenever he shows his newbornness of being a vampire. But
and
Danny
his
says,
geeky side.
Yes,
it's cute.
And he'll never lose that. I love that about him.
Yeah, that's why Simon and Clary get along so well. I feel like because he has kind of this side to him that's cute and adorable.
Danny says that Gretel is her name, the one who we saw with the gray wig.
Okay.
I loved her. I want to see more of her. She was awesome. But they throw him in the shed. And so that was kind of interesting. And then we kind of get a flashback to the Institute. Izzy pretty much forces Clary to train. So she has a opportunity to kind of talk to her and kind of tell her how to get out of the Institute. That scene was just absolutely incredible.
All I have to say is girl power all the way in that scene.
I know. I was kind of like, I thought they were going to get into a fight because they kept tripping each other and everything. I was like, oh no.
No, they're on the same team.
As of for now, I've heard rumors that things might get shaken up a little bit later.
Oh,
which I would hate to see
way.
because they're like sisters, you know?
Yeah, they have a special bond at this point.
She basically alludes to the fact that if Clary wants to get out to help find Jace, that she needs to
become her own enemy.
Yeah. So basically glamour or shapeshift into Victor, right?
And act like the enemy kind of in a way.
So that was the reason she was able
line.
to get out, and she kind of approaches Luke as Victor. And Luke's like, get out of here. And then Clary's like, oh, yeah, I forgot. I'm kind of Victor right now. So then she shapeshifts back.
Yeah. Danielle says that Maya comes in episode 3 this season.
Okay. All right. I'm excited to see her because she's a new addition.
I'm excited, too.
I'd love to get her in as a guest on the show.
Me as well.
I think that would be really cool to have a new character in.
Yes.
We got to work on that.
There's a lot of new characters, I feel like, this season.
Yes. So Clary gets kind of locked in there with Simon. Kind of. She kind of helps break him out. Scene. She kind of helps break him out.
Yeah, she kind of gets in there to help break and ends up helping to break him out. Yeah.
Right. But then Luke calls Jocelyn. Jocelyn shows up. We're thinking, oh, she's going to get Mommy of the Year award. She's here to save her kids, whatever.
Nope.
And I'm here to help you. She grabs her phone and her stele, gets out, locks the door, and now Clary and Simon are in there together alone without her phone and without her stele. What do you think of that?
My favorite line in this scene was Simon saying there should be a book about Shadowhunters for dummies or something.
My gosh,
that was my favorite. And I'm like, I need that book.
He's like, first lesson, do not let your mother take your phone and
take your phone and steal your stele. Yes.
That was great. He even in the darkest moments, he's legit super funny and just quirky and makes
humor.
light of everything. It's so funny.
He can definitely always find the light.
Yes. So Clary and Simon are in there. They kind of have this moment. Basically, Simon's getting ready to tell her again how much he's loved her, or is getting ready to break out and kind of tell her, I was in love with you. And then right as that happens, the door randomly falls over. Like, that was perfect timing on the door's part, right?
Perfect timing.
Were you kind of annoyed? Were you like, I need him to be able to
It's Simon's
get these
luck,
feelings?
I feel like.
Yeah.
You know? Simon has that luck, and maybe one day he'll be able to get that kiss from Claire. Yeah.
Oh man, the Clace fans are gonna freak out if that happens. It's gonna be crazy.
That'd be adorable though, just for a couple episodes.
You think?
I would like climbing.
You are such a traitor wearing your Clace hat talking about climbing.
But then I would like to get back to Clace.
Okay.
You know?
You're all over the board here.
Like I know, but like while Jace is with Valentine.
Yeah.
And while Valentine's trying to get inside Jace's head.
Yeah.
I would like to see another relationship happening.
Speaking of Becca being all over the board, we are going to be bringing back the love board, love octagon. It's probably going to not even be an octagon anymore. It's probably going to be some other shape.
Yeah, something. Some shape.
We did not raffle off, but we gave away the board last season to one of our viewers, and we are going to be doing that again this season. We are going to be getting the love board in here at some point. We talked beforehand. We want you guys to sound off in the comments. Give us, you may actually have to tweet us this, because after this, the live chat goes away. Tweet us your thoughts on what we should do with the love board, what it should look like, how we should make it, what it should be made of, anything.
Sizzy, can't forget about that.
Oh, yeah. It's going to happen.
I would like that, too.
That's what I'm rooting for. I have a hat like yours that says Team Sizzy.
I remember.
Or a shirt that says Team Sizzy, too. I'm all about that. I'm ready for that.
And Danny says that Luke is the only parent she can trust right now.
Yeah.
True.
But
true that.
Can they really trust Luke, though? Because he called Jocelyn to let Jocelyn know that the kids are in the barn or shed. I don't know if he thought Jocelyn was going to do that or not. I don't know. What do you think?
I think Luke has their best intentions in mind.
I know Jocelyn has her own intentions. She's wanting to kind of get away from the kids so she can do something. We're not really sure what at the moment, but we kind of find out later on at the very end of the episode. But kind of backtracking a little bit, Alec does apologize to Magnus, and Magnus tells him to not push him away when things get hard. He understands that things get hard, but in this new relationship, he can't be pushing him away because that's not going to do anything but create distance and not, like, disunity.
Yeah, speaking of that, I liked the line, when things get tough or something, you can't push me away.
Yeah.
And that's what a relationship's about, I think.
Yeah, definitely.
So,
and Alec is definitely new to this, so is Magnus, he says. But, like, it's one of those things that got to work together. They can't just, when things get rough, just throw it to the wind. They got to really realize that they have to respect each other. Yeah, help each other and respect each other at all times. Otherwise, it's not going to work.
Yes.
So after that, it was kind of a funny exchange where Magnus was like, "All right, you're getting better at apologies. You're good at apologizing." That was a really funny moment. And he's like, "I'm trying. I'm working on it." I was like,
well, he's like, "I don't think you're bad at apologies."
And it's like, he kind of was, but he kind of, Magnus brought it out of him because he was like,
awkward.
Yeah, he's like, "You want to apologize for what? About what?" type of thing. Like, yeah. I need you to give me more here. You can't just say you're sorry. Yeah.
I feel like that's like what moms say when children apologize, like, for something. They're like, for what?
Yeah.
Can't just say sorry.
Yep. See, that's what I do for anyone who I'm a friend with. I'm like, all right, so about this, like, what are you sorry about?
What are you sorry for, exactly?
Yes. Boo69Bs, we love her. She says, we got a shirtless Magnus and Alec in one episode. I forgot about that. Yeah, you guys got both of them, didn't you? Double whammy.
Steamy season.
It's going to be a steamy season.
It's always been steamy, though.
Yes. So Magnus does decide he's going to help track Jace with Alec.
Yes.
And they kind of get a glimpse that he is on land. He's not on the ship anymore. And they just run off.
Yep.
What did you think of that? Were you expecting Alec to be in more pain like the last time that they tried tracking, or no?
I think at this point he's so determined that, like, nothing's gonna stop him from finding Jace.
Yeah.
He just the way he was talking, as I mentioned before, talking throughout the whole episode about Jace and about, like, I've got to find him. There's no other option. Like, I have to be the one to save him.
Right.
I wasn't surprised.
Yeah. I wasn't surprised either, I guess. I mean, my favorite part of the episode was, moving along a little later in the storyline, is when Valentine was testing Jace, basically saying, we're going to go to this house. What?
Danny says they didn't start the tracking. They almost did, and then Jace touched land.
Oh, so then he was able to sense that.
Yes.
Oh, okay, because I was wondering, because last time he was put in immense pain to find where he was, so he must have been like, oh, okay, he just like instantly got tracking.
Yeah, but nothing's going to stop him.
That's true. That's true. But yeah, basically Valentine was like, we're going to go to this place and kind of test your limits. And Jace is like, well, I'm not going to do anything bad. He goes in, he kills a bunch of vampires, saves the people, gets them to run out. And then we see this vampire named Maria, which I was talking to some people on Periscope yesterday, whether or not she was a part of the books or not. Some people said they didn't think so. Some people said she might have been, but just not been named.
I thought she was an interesting character.
I liked her. I kind of want to see more of her. She was great at being a vampire.
Yeah. I was all into those last, like, 5 minutes when she was kind of fighting with Jace and getting on Jace's nerves.
Yeah.
Bringing in tension into the last scene.
Yeah. Jace was saying we're going to kill you because you broke the Accords. You're not allowed to be taking humans, like innocent lives, and killing them off. And she, right as he's about to kill her, says she surrenders to the clave or surrenders whatever. So basically saying, I surrender so that way she can't be killed.
Yeah.
So. And
then Valentine's standing there.
Valentine's like, all right, what are you going to do? Are you going to kill her? I know you want to kill her. She's egging you on.
Valentine's like that, when you have an angel and a devil sitting on your shoulder. Valentine's like that devil sitting there.
Yes.
Like, come on, you want to do the bad thing.
And then Maria's like, you know what? You're not going to do it. You're not going to do it. You're a wimp type of thing. You're not going to do it. You're too much of a good boy type of thing.
So she's kind of like the angel, I guess, in that situation.
I don't know. I feel like they were both the devil because she was saying, you're not going to do it. And then Valentine was saying, do it. So it's like they were both like giving him negative things to get him to kill her.
True.
So there was no angel involved because we all know that Clary is the angel.
Clary's definitely the angel.
And she wasn't sitting on the other shoulder at all. So
she was not there until the last second.
Yeah. So he does go ahead, he kills her, which is a huge deal.
I was shocked.
I was shocked because I wasn't thinking it was going to get to that at that time. It was kind of like a rash thing. He did it, and then afterwards he's like, crap, I just did that.
And then Jocelyn and Clary and Simon all come along.
Everyone shows up.
And it's a mess.
It's a mess. And Jocelyn is trying to shoot Jace.
My heart started like beating really fast at that point because I didn't know what was going to happen. I assume that Jace wouldn't be killed off.
No.
You know, but
Valentine.
that was kind of a surprising moment.
Yeah. Yep. Valentine like kind of snuck in front of Jace, got hit by the arrow.
Which is one of the only times in the show I've liked Valentine.
But I'm like, why is he throwing himself in front of Jace now?
I mean, maybe because he thinks that Jace has the potential to be stronger than him.
Maybe. Yeah, maybe. Valentine gets struck. Jace dodges. They escape through a portal. And Clary and Simon go up to Jocelyn and basically are like, what the heck
did you do?
I mean, what would you do if your mother...
I mean, that was my reaction. The exact reaction that Clary had was my reaction. I'm like, yep, pretty much sums it up.
What would you do if your mother was trying to shoot your brother and you come up to her afterwards and like, you locked us in the shed, took my phone away, took away my stele, like, what are you doing? We see you now, you're trying to kill our brother or your son. What are you doing? Like, what would you do? What would you tell your mom?
I'd be like, I need an explanation, yo.
Yeah. I can just imagine, like, your mom, I couldn't see your mom doing anything crazy like that. She's too sweet.
No, I don't think so.
I miss your mom, Becca.
Hey.
When is she coming back?
Maybe in March.
She should sit in on one of our episodes.
She'll come in.
Yes, definitely. So at the end, they escape through the portal. Clary and Simon are mad at Jocelyn. They come up, they're like, what the heck? And that's kind of how it kind of ends.
Cliffhanger.
And we're like, okay, we have to wait again until the next episode.
Yep. I like cliffhangers, though.
I like cliffhangers, too.
Because it makes me like, okay, is it the next week yet? Is it next Monday? Is it next Monday?
Yeah. Yep, definitely. I think we should also kind of, leading into that, we need some predictions, I think.
Yes.
Some predicciones.
Predicciones.
Here we go.
And now, your AfterBuzz TV
Predictions.
All right, guys, we want to hear some of your predictions. So while Becca and I are going on what our predictions are, please comment in the live chat. We want to see what you guys' predictions are. So you guys go ahead and do that. In the meantime, I want to say I feel like Valentine is definitely wounded. Whether we know the extent of it or not, I'm sure he'll be fine.
Yeah.
He always seems to be. I don't think that they would go to the extent to making the another Shadowhunter be shape-shifting as him again to save his life. I don't know. I feel like that might be a little too out there. I always take things a step too far, and then my predictions aren't right. So I don't want to say that'll happen, but there's a possibility.
I could see that being a possibility.
I could see it, but the whole thing with Jace kind of throwing Valentine through the portal and running away was kind of like, okay, so whose side are you on now, really? Because you broke the accords, and you killed Maria, and now you're off with Valentine, your dad, somewhere, trying to save him. But then again, I would probably jump in a portal too if my quote-unquote mom was trying to murder me.
Sure.
You know what I mean? Because Valentine's not trying to kill Jace, but Jace's mother is apparently trying to kill. I would jump in the portal too.
Now, and Jace hasn't heard an explanation from her, really, so...
Yeah.
So he doesn't know, like, what her reasoning is.
I don't know about you. I wish that Jace would have thrown... No, not even thrown. I wish that he would have tackled Valentine to the ground.
Right?
And then I wish that he could have somehow took Jocelyn's weapons away to kind of talk some sense into her. Because she, like I said in the intro, finally lost her mind.
She kind of did.
But we don't know. We don't know what her reasonings are. We don't know. I want to know why she thinks she has to kill Jace. I really need to know that. But I think that the whole thing, I think it could have been kind of avoided where they could have captured Valentine, kept him there, somehow got Jocelyn a hold of her, and then that way Clary and Simon could kind of talk some sense into her. But, I mean, that would be too easy, and then, we wouldn't get the next episode, so...
True. Some people on the chat say because Jocelyn knows about the demon blood as to why she was trying to shoot Jace.
Yeah.
So that I do think that Valentine is going to be okay because you can't kill off a villain this early in the season or this early in the show still even.
I like what I'm sorry if I mispronounce this again. Msuka says, I think as soon as Jace gets back and reunites with Alec, he's just going to get arrested straight away, because he broke.
Because Victor and stuff.
Because Victor's going to be ticked off. I agree with that. It's going to only cause more problems. Yes, definitely.
I agree.
Jessica says, I feel like Clary's going to get in trouble for leaving. Definitely. I feel like all of them people who were supposed to be on lockdown, they're obviously going to get in major trouble.
Everyone's going to get in trouble.
They're going to get on lockdown, and then escape again.
But I feel like, as we saw from like Izzy and Alec, especially in this episode, they don't mind getting in trouble at this point to go and find Jace and bring him back. I
mean, Izzy was ready to be like de-ruined.
Yeah.
I really, honestly, I want more Izzy. I feel like we got her some in this episode, but it was kind of more focused on Jace's storyline. I'm predicting that within the next few episodes, we got to get more Izzy.
We got to. Izzy and Simon.
It's got to happen, right?
In the same scenes.
Exactly. And what? Any other predictions?
Some
climbing action going on?
Maybe.
I feel like you're right.
I would like the friendship, though, to stay there. But I would like for at least an episode or two to see them in a relationship.
Yep. I think they could happen. I think they're going to tease us with it. It's going to be like a love triangle type of deal. More to its full effect.
I also want to hear more from Jocelyn as to why it's impossible that Jace is alive.
Yeah.
Because we didn't, as we mentioned at the beginning, we didn't really get an explanation.
Yeah.
A full explanation. We just got the fact that she saw him dying.
Right.
So
I feel like Valentine is totally willing to show Jace to the full effect. Like, you cannot escape from me, because Jace looked like he was thinking about jumping from the boat, and he took that random Valentine took that random passenger and put his face up and burned his face out. There's like a major force field around them, like that he can't get out.
That was intense.
I was like, all right, good thing Jace didn't think of jumping.
That was super intense.
His pretty face would have been gone. Wouldn't that be sad if we had like a half-faced Jace?
Very unfortunate.
Half-faced Jace, that kind of rhymes.
That does rhyme. Good job.
Thanks. And please buy my Dr. Seuss book coming out next month for rhyming, so never mind. Okay. Really quickly before we go, I do want to say, I want to give a shout out, and I think we should do this every week. I want to do a fan of the week.
Yes.
And I think it hands down goes to Danielle McGrath 25. She's so awesome. She sent us some videos today just saying how she was so excited. She stayed up really late, all the way from Ireland. She stayed up really late because she wanted to make sure to watch it. And she says we helped her through some tough times, and just giving her a good laugh every time she watches. So we love you so much.
We love you.
Thank you for sending us that. It makes us love doing what we do even more than we already do, and that's almost impossible.
We love everyone who watches and comments and chats with us here live or on Twitter, even after the fact.
Exactly. So make sure, if you want to, you guys can start sending us some things saying why you love the after show, and you might get featured on the show. So Danielle, thank you so much for that. That's really sweet. We love hearing from you. So any last comments, Becca? What are you hoping for season 2, episode 2 on Tuesday? Not on Monday, but on Tuesday for our after show. What are you looking forward to?
Everything Shadowhunters related.
Beautifully put.
What kind of question is that? Jeez.
So make sure you tune in on Tuesday at 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time this next week, because we're having special guest Isaiah, who plays Luke, as you know. We're super excited. If you want to ask him questions, send them in using the hashtag ABTVAskLuke. ABTV Ask Luke. And you can also, if you want to just talk to us about our after show, give us ideas about the love board, please use the hashtag ABTV Shadowhunters. So we love talking to you guys. We're going to be commenting back. What's that?
Tiffany just says she binged the first season of Shadowhunters in AfterBuzz review, so thank you.
Thank you so much, Tiffany. That's so sweet. That's a lot of binging.
That is a lot of binging, but thank you.
Yeah, because when you think of it, that's the entire first season plus another hour of our after shows on top of that. So that's really awesome. Thank you so much, Tiffany.
Love you.
Yes, we're so excited for Isaiah to come in. So very quickly, where can we find you again on social media, Becca?
Y'all can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Becca B Talks TV.
And you guys can find me on Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube at Mr. Dakota T. Jones. Please make sure to comment down below on YouTube. Let us know your thoughts and comments. Also, make sure to rate us 5 stars on iTunes. Give us a little review for a chance to be featured on our show. We love you guys so much, and we will talk to you next time.
Bye!
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.